All right, welcome back. We're ready to put some makeup on now. So for those of you that didn't watch the last video, we just did a skincare prep, the skincare regime and products that I like to use, and just got all ready for makeup application. So I have definitely changed my makeup regime a lot in, I would say, the last 2-3 years, and even more in the last year, particularly as I learn, you know, how to work with some of my more aged spots and the bit of the, you know, the droopiness of the cheeks and the neck and all that kind of stuff. So we've already addressed the neck in the last video, what I do to prepare for that. So we're going to jump right into contouring. So I like this Liz Waitier little cream contouring, and then you'll see I go a lot back to the NYX. So the NYX products, they're very reasonably priced, and when they're used correctly, they look just as good as some of the really high-end makeups, and they're just wonderful products. I just love them. So this is the NYX. You can see I use the highlighter quite often, so I've already got my next one ready to go in case I run out. And this will work for, in a pinch, if you don't have another like bronzer, you can even use the color correcting as a cheat. I think the thing that makes me a little bit different about my makeup is that I don't have all the fancy brushes and sponges. I just have some very basic things that I use. And on my everyday makeup particularly, I just use my fingers for most of it. So again, always make sure that your hands are nice and clean before you start so that you're not adding any bacterias or things that can give your skin breakout. I generally wash my hands twice before I start. So I will always start with the highlighter area, the brightest one. I put it down my nose like so. I give myself a little bit of a triangle up here. So one of the tricks for your like kind of saggier areas like this is you can take a little bit of highlighter and just put them in those shadowed areas. And I do a little bit of highlighting, give myself a highlighted mustache here. It helps give like a more poutier lip later. And then, so here's one of the differences from being an older woman doing contouring and being a younger woman. So when we're younger, we do like a triangle under here. But because we have all these wonderful makeup lines, this contouring stuff will get like stuck, and over time it like looks cakey throughout the day. So in a way to still give you some coverage and brightness and take away from the wrinkles, when you're older, you just put the highlighter like so. I think that's it. Well, I guess we can put some up here. Always forget that one, but it does look quite nice once it's blended to do that. The other difference, we'll show you the nose difference first. So when you're younger, you can do the two lines. Like so. But when you're older, because our noses and everything start to go down, I want to give my nose a bit of a turn up. So I just take the darker color, give it a little bit of a lift. And then when it comes to our cheekbones, when we're younger, we do a lot right on the cheek line right here, right? But as we get older, we want to give a little bit of a lift. So we start up higher. Maybe I'll show you with the other product as well, because I use a stick quite often too. Might be able to see it a little bit better. And I think I like the color of the other one a bit better too. So, where's my stick? Here it is. It's my NYX. It's got a highlighter and on one side and a darker one on the other side. So with this one, it's even easier. You just kind of give it a swoop. And right up. You notice it's like almost like a backwards check line. And then, you know, you frame your face. Just going to use the other one though, because this one's quite brown for my jawline. The other thing too with your jawline, to give that bit of a lift, before we would start, you know, down here, but now as we age, we want to start a little bit above our jawline. Just a little bit up on our chin, like so. And then I bring that line right up to the other line. I also forgot to use the skin color here a little bit. I should have done that first, but that's okay. So this is another color that I just used to give a little bit of brightness and get rid of some of my red because I have such rosacea. So now that my face looks like a big old mess, the fun part comes in. Oh, wait, I forgot one more. So when you're younger, you want to put a little bit of a triangle here to make it brighter. But when you're older, because we want to take the attention away from our lines, we'll actually use a dark color right here. And you can use all of the same bronzer if you want. You don't have to switch it up like I do. I just know which ones I tend to like for me. Don't I look great? I'm ready for a night on the town now. All right, so I like to start, I just buy these little cheapy sponges, and I always start blending the highlighted areas first. Very simple. What did I miss? Oh, no, I didn't. You'll notice that the final blend is like when we put our powder on at the end, but if you want to give your upper lip just a little bit more of a turn up, you can, after you've blended that part, you can take your bronzer. It's almost like using it as a lip liner. It's way different putting makeup on when you're on a camera opposed to a mirror. And then you just blend it down. Now I'm going to start with my cheeks. And with my cheeks, I'm always going to use an upward motion. chin. I'm going to go down because the trick is here. But it almost creates a shadow so you can't see how droopy my chin is. Now see, I have much nicer jawline there. When you're doing your framing, always blend towards the hairline, like so. Now I'm going to do my nose here. And you can just kind of double check it. All right. If you have any pimples like I do right now, because I'm wonderful, I get aging skin and then I also get pimples like a teenager. That's where my NYC comes in. I'll use a little green to cancel out the red. I know it looks scary at first, but it really works. So you just kind of pat it in. So it's still going to look green for a minute. Then you're going to take that color that's the same as your skin color. And you want to be careful that you don't... Oh, that already was covered up. That you don't blend out the green too crazy. Because if you do, it's not going to cover it up. You're just going to wipe it off. And just blend out the outsides there. Voila. Essentially gone, except for the one that I, of course, picked at and gave myself a scab. So then I'm going to take, I think this is Quo. And I'll take a bit of a highlighter here. And it's funny because of that product that I used before, that primer, it just like soaks into my eyes, the eyeshadow. And then if I'm in a rush, I will just use a soft contour color for my eyes. And I just go to my crease there just to put a little bit of color. Obviously, I'm a lot quicker with this when I'm not making a video about it. So the reason I do my makeup like this, and I put the lighter color here, and I bring this up a little bit higher than my hood, is because as we get older, our eyes tend to sink in a bit and droop. So using that highlighter like this, it just makes the eye look bigger and lift it again. So then I'm going to grab my eyeliner. So I really feel like I can't live without eyeliner. And I use a liquid, just, I think it's, yeah, Revlon. So the Revlon felt tip, especially for my girls that get the eyelash extensions like I normally have. I don't have them right now, but this one is the best one I have found for not destroying your lashes. So I don't know if there's oil in it or not, but I was having, you know, some real issues trying to figure out how to wear eyeliner and not destroy my lashes every time. And this Revlon seems to work really well. Now, I use a brown eyeliner just because of my hair color, my eye color. I will wear black if I'm going, like, out for a party or something, but the brown does the trick. And you'll have to bear with me because I'm learning how to do my eyeliner on a video camera. And just a very thin line. So when we're younger, we bring our tail for a cat eye all the way down here. When we're older, we want to give that eye lift. So I like to use my nose as kind of a guide. You can use tape if you're not too familiar with that yet. And I bring my cat eye up before the bottom of my, whoop, my eyes are watering. So see how thin that is? It's not really dark and thick on there. Because the goal of your everyday makeup, oops, made a mistake there, and of course I don't have Q-tips. There we go. Instant fix. I really find that there's not much we can't do for makeup with our own fingers. So again, I'm going to use my nose as a guide and bring my cattail up a little bit that way. So with this, I feel like so I don't tend on my normal makeup to put a line on the bottom, but that's up to you. Sometimes I'll put eyeshadow down there if I'm going out to make a line. One thing you will never see me not do is my eyebrows. So eyebrows are literally the frame to your entire face. So I had some microblading done a while back. It's starting to wear off now. I love microblading. I'll go and get it again. But unfortunately, when I got it done this time, the lady brought my tail down, which is actually a no-no. You want to bring your tails out to give yourself a bit more of a lifted eye appearance and not downwards. So I haven't used this one before. This is an NYX. I just bought it yesterday because I ran out. It's definitely harder to do this on a video camera. What's going on here? Oh, there we go. Okay, so we'll bring the arch up. This one's quite dark, but it is quite red, so that's nice. So when I do it, I do different swipes. And then as you see, I'm just kind of bringing it out a little bit instead of straight down. See the difference? Instead of going straight down, the out just gives it that little bit of, I took it a little bit too long, so we're going to go like that. There we go. But see the difference in the eye? This one looks quite down. This one just looks open, a little bit more younger looking. I'm going to bring this down a little bit here. There we go. See? My eye looks more open, and it's really, I'm still following my own brow line. I'm just highlighting, right? So we'll just jump to the next one. And don't freak out if your brows don't look exactly the same. I don't think I've ever met someone with two brows with the exact same shape. So this one's quite a bit worse with that downturn. I'm going to try and fix via makeup. And just give it that little out. This one you have to use quite a few times to get to fill in, so some of the brands you don't need to do that quite so often to get the color, but I definitely like the color. Just gonna try and bring it out just a little bit more. There we go. So, instant lift. And now this is the last step for the makeup aside from the lips. So I'm going to find my cover up. So I use two different, I don't even know what the brand of this is, but I'm very particular with my foundation because this is where I don't want to be cakey and yucky looking. So this one is Lacombe. So I use this one, and then I use one from Faces. I don't know if we have Faces in Alberta, but I order mine online because of the Faces store from when I was younger. So this is where a brush is very important. This helps do the final blend, but it also just melts everything together. So that it's kind of more of a natural appearance and not so much actual makeup. And then if you decide, like I think I'm okay right now, but if you decide that maybe once you put that on that you got a little bit too much of your definition taken away, then you can take, I use this contour one, but, I'm not sure who makes this one, but I can't even find the name on it. Oh, Catrice. So this is Catrice. So I use this one as kind of like a backup. So I personally wouldn't do this right now because I think it turned out okay, but I'm just going to do it for sake of showing you guys if you want a bit of a higher, more noticeable contour there. And then I do the big no-no and use my hands again. So just a little bit darker there than before, right? And then for my lips, I will use, sometimes I just use lip gloss. Maybe I'll just do it that way to show you. So this one's just a plain colored gloss, clear. But again, because we are older, the really important part of this, if I can find the liner, is to put a little bit of a line to our lips. It can really make a huge difference. I don't use that one very much. This one's kind of sticky. So I'm just going to... So right in the corner is an important part for age. Because it starts to droop, whereas, see the difference? I'll just do one side at a time so you can see. And I put that little line in the middle to give that pout once it's blended in. And then again, just... So see the difference in the two lips? And the color hasn't really changed, but the shape is significantly different. There you have it. That is my going out for the day. And it took me quite a bit longer for the video because I'm just like showing you guys all what I'm doing and that kind of thing. But it's quite a bit quicker once you are into it and all that. The other final step, always find yourself a setting spray. I'm using All Nighter by Urban Decay. This just sets your makeup so that you're not worried about the rest of your day coming off or caking up. Now I'll give you the close-up. So I've put a lot of makeup on, right? But when you've got the close-up, you see very little makeup. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will make some other videos that are a little bit quicker in the future. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it.